My life is about giving hope and a smile to our beautiful cancer survivors. My name is Aketch, and this is my story.
You don't have to be a philanthropy-focused business to help your community. Even profit-based companies can give back to their communities in a significant way if they start incorporating philanthropy into their community culture or develop a community-focused approach to business operations. Diana Aketch, a businesswoman, wife, and mother of 3, did not know how quickly her world would change after venturing into entrepreneurship.
I started my business quite young. I've been very passionate about the hair and beauty industry, and I've gone through all the challenges, and I think for me to be where I am, nimepitia mob, kuhepwa na hairdresser, karibu kuauctioniwa, nini challenges zote za an entrepreneur, but I've been stable now and I thank God.
Motivated by the potential business opportunity, Diana tapped into her entrepreneurial skills and offered beauty services, paving a way to her new profession.
I used to start doing makeup for my classmates, during break time. And then that's when I realized I'm in the wrong place. So that's when they introduced Pivot Point School of Hairdressing, and I went to my mom and I told her, Mom, I was so excited. I was like, Mom, there's this Pivot Point International School for Beauty, and I would really, really love to do it. And she was like, are you serious? I was like, I'm very serious. Mommy, this shorthand thing is not for me. I don't gauge anything. I'm not happy, and I want to do this beauty school. So that's what I did. I attended the beauty school in, I think it was in 1993, 94 there. So I did the beauty school and I was so excited. I was very happy about it. I never missed a lesson. That showed how passionate I was about it. And then I remember I graduated top of my class. And so I think that's when my parents they knew I was very serious and very passionate about it. So after that, I got my first job at Elite Concepts Salon. It was one of the biggest salons in Kenya at that time. And I started as a beautician. My job was to scrub feet. I scrubbed a lot of feet. I scrubbed feet. Wow. We were even being given targets, like you had to do like 20 feet in a day. I have scrubbed so many feet. And it was good because I kept learning. And in the process, I got to learn so much about the business. And then with time, I felt I needed to grow more in this industry. And then I remember at some point I even went to Dubai. One of the clients invited me. She opened a salon there. She thought, why don't you come and work for me? So I got a chance to travel outside the country, and I learned a lot of things there, how different cultures handle their beauty and how things are done. So came back to Kenya, and then that's when I decided to open my own business. So I opened my salon in Ngara, but my clients were not very comfortable coming to Ngara because of security issues at that time. So my dad came up to me and told me there's a business guy who's opening a plaza in China Center, and if I wanted to go and try and open up my business there. So I moved to China Center, where I was there for almost 15 years.
After overcoming the stress and challenges of starting up a new business, Diana's friend's cancer diagnosis hit close to home.
That was my first time actually to interact with someone who was diagnosed with cancer. So I actually saw how she lost her hair, how it affected her self-esteem, and how she went through the journey, and I could see how it really affected her. So I remember inviting my friend to the salon for a makeover, and she hadn't been leaving the house because of the stigma and everything. So she came to the salon. I invited her to the salon where I did for her a surprise makeover. And I decided I was not going to charge her because I knew how much she was spending on medication. And when we were going through the process, she told me, Dee, feel comfortable to take my pictures, feel free to share on social media, let people know how, you know, what you're making me feel at the moment. So we did that. We took pictures every step, you know. So I shared it on social media, and wow, by the time we were done, I remember she was holding like 5 G's in her hands, and she was like, Dee, I don't know how much I know this hair is so expensive, but just take this and just use it too. I know it costs way more, but let me just give you this. So she like kind of squeezed it on my hand, and I just told her, no, just keep the money. This is a present, you know, from me to you, because, you know, just feel nice. That's as long as you're happy, that makes me happy. I know God will bless me in other ways, yeah?
What if one day you woke up and your face looked completely different? Your eyelashes gone, your eyebrows barely visible. For so many women, that is the harsh reality of battling cancer. When chemotherapy takes away their hair, it's not just what's on their head, but on their face as well, making the psychological and emotional impact of a person difficult to stay carefree and positive.
In November, wakati nilienda kuoga, nilisikia ni kama niko na kakitu kamefura kwa matiti. Ikawa inaniuma. Nikasema ni vizuri niende nione daktari. I went to the doctor, Aga Khan. Nikaambiwa kuna tumor kwa breast. So nikaambiwa nifanye tests. I moved to Nairobi. Then I passed through 4 hospitals and through 4 doctors because I wanted to be sure. Wakati nilipata kuwa ni ukweli, ilikuwa ni hiyo tumor ilikuwa ni cancerous, I started immediately my treatment. I carried out all the tests. Then after kufanya tests zote, daktari akaniambia ni vizuri nianze matibabu kwa kufanya chemo. So I came to Texas Cancer Center. I started my treatment. I'm undergoing my chemos. Nimefanya 3 stages. Zote total niliambiwa nafanya 8 stages. So naendelea na matibabu na niko na imani nitapona katika jina la Yesu.
I'm surviving breast cancer. Ilipatikana last year ikiwa stage 2. But wakati nilipata hiyo ripoti, ilini surprise, ilinilipiga sana. Nikawa distracted na nikakumbuka watoto wangu nikilia, nikajipea courage, wakanipea courage, friends wangu wakanipea courage. I can survive this, na nika accept na nikaanza matibabu. Matibabu haijakuwa rahisi, but nimemanage mpaka hapo. Nilifanyiwa surgery, nikatolewa hiyo tumor na nikaanza chemotherapy. For now nishamaliza session ya 6, sasa nimebakisha 2, ambapo nimejipea nguvu juu after chemo hiyo dawa ikuangi rahisi, but nimemanage through God's power. Mungu amenionekania mpaka hapo financially, na nikakuwa stable na nikakubali na nikaendelea na matibabu.
I'm a cancer surviving patient, and I'm happy to be here today. I can say it's even by God's grace for me to be here.
1 year ago, I was diagnosed with cancer, breast cancer, and I know it wasn't easy for me.
Adjusting to changes in appearance can be particularly difficult for cancer survivors, and Diana was determined to help her friend feel and look beautiful. Catch more after the break. this week on Crosstalk.
We have the elected deputy president vying, and the nominated deputy president of the country vying. To an extent, if there are failures in terms of implementing the previous manifesto, both are guilty.
We are running a government that is always running on the red, deficits. And you're promising every group 100 billion, 200 billion, 50 billion. You are not telling us how you're going to close the budget deficit.
That's this Sunday at 8 p.m. Helping people with cancer is not just about finding cures and funding research. It is about caring for the people who go through it, as chemotherapy can take away all that feels feminine.
By the time she was leaving my salon, on her way to work, guys were actually stopping her. I was like, oh my God, your hair is so nice. Wow, you look like a radio presenter, a TV presenter. I love your makeup. She was like, what? Yeah, that small transformation, people looked at her differently. And that's when I realized how much it really affects, a woman especially, losing your hair unwillingly. So since I started doing that, I started getting a lot of calls, inboxes from parents. They would call me and tell me, oh, my daughter is only 11 years, she's admitted, she has leukemia, she's lost her hair, can you please bless her with a wig? I started getting such requests. And one thing I can say, my friend Lucy, she told me, Dee, whenever you get an opportunity to bless someone, please just do it from your heart, because God will bless you in a million ways. So that's what I did. So I started inviting them. Guys would come and tell them, oh, Dee, can my baby come? I'm like, no, it's okay, let her come. I didn't know I was going to get the resources. I didn't know how I'm going to go about it, but God has a way of making things happen. So there's no day anyone came and I missed a week to give.
Over 7 years and 600 cancer survivors later, Diana has continued her philanthropic act by living Lucy's legacy.
My family and I, and a close friend of mine called Daisy, we decided to start up this foundation called The Surviving Beautifully Foundation. And when I started, the demand wasn't that high because I could handle at least two survivors, 3 at a time. But as the numbers progressed to about 100, the list would go to about 100 ladies. And that's where the challenge came in. So I had to, go on social media and start requesting guys to come on board and assist me, and with wigs or funding, because it can be very expensive affair, because sometimes I'm also invited to different counties, because the last time I remember I went to Kisumu, Jaramogi Odinga Hospital, where I had to go and give makeover to about 20 ladies. And you can imagine, I have to pay my own transport, I have to accommodate, the person who I'm going to go with. It can be a bit expensive, but what I can say is that I remember, like, when I went to Kisumu, when I interacted with the ladies, there was a particular lady who told me that, Diana, she was there at 6 o'clock in the morning waiting for me to arrive, and I arrived at about 11, and she couldn't believe that someone is actually coming to give her a face beat, give her a wig. And she told me, Dee, now I think I've seen everything in the world, now I'm even just ready to die because I'm the happiest woman. She was happy. She was like, she couldn't be, she's never worn a wig, she's never worn makeup, and I can never forget her smile. Like, she was genuinely very happy. They're all very happy, but that particular lady really caught my attention, because she kept on looking at me and asking me, are you sure you're not charging me anything? I'm like, no. Are you sure you don't want, we're not paying any? I told him, there's nothing you're paying. I just want you to be happy. And yeah, so it's something that I enjoy doing. And I think with the support of more Kenyans and having more people on board, I would love to touch as many lives as possible. So people can join in by either donating a wig, like what most of my friends do, or what clients do. Maybe you have a wig that it's gently used. You can either just bring it to the salon and say, Dee, why don't you just bless someone with this wig? Or some people go to the supermarket and they're shopping. They're like, you can see a nice wig going for about 1,000 bob. They'll buy even 3 and tell me, Dee, in your kitty, just add these wigs and just support the survivors. I can say I've had a very overwhelming support from friends, well-wishers, relatives, and I feel I wouldn't mind, to have more people on board. I wouldn't mind working with companies that distribute hair products, and anyone who would like to come on board, I wouldn't mind working with women reps in different counties. I wouldn't mind traveling to different counties to go and meet so many women who would love to get this opportunity. That is my dream, to touch as many lives as possible.
Company culture shapes how employees view the business and interact with each other. And by promoting compassion, Diana sought out avenues to leverage her employees' knowledge and experience in a unique way that built the business's reputation and good within the community.
We normally organize these beauty pageants, like maybe once in every 3 months, where we organize about 20 ladies or even 30 ladies, where they come in and we give them makeovers, we give them wigs, even outfits, because nowadays people are even donating clothes. They're like, Dee, why don't you just support your foundation? So when they come, we give them snacks, buy things, food, and then they get their makeovers, and then there's of course the music and the DJs, and then we have a catwalk. And that, whenever we have those events, I can say it's a nice moment, because the survivors get to interact with the others and they talk about the experience. We get, counselors come on board. We have we normally have prayers.
It's been such a blessing, honestly, because when we started out, I was really just doing social media marketing for the salon. But then now dealing with her social media, you also have to, there are a lot of requests and people just coming up to tell you, oh, I have an auntie who's survived this, I have a cousin, I have a sister, how can you help? And we try to take on as many people as we can. So even with that, interacting with them, making appointments, and watching them come here feeling some type of way and then leaving here glowing and happy, and I'm even getting goosebumps just talking about it. It's crazy. It's been such a blessing. It's just a blessing seeing all of this come together, and we are doing as much as we can. We can do more, but we're doing as much as we can with the resources we have, and really help restore smiles to people and help us help them,
Diana has endured emotional and financial difficulties while managing to hold a smile and her faith in God.
What I can say, why I don't do so much of these events is because, it's become a bit expensive. The fact that maybe you're working alone without, the support without enough financial support, it can be a bit draining. Many people have asked me why I'm doing it. Some people think I'm looking for votes. Some people think I'm looking for fame. But for me, it's not about that. It's just about seeing these ladies happy. If I was looking for fame, this fame for 8 years, I would be tired by now. But it's something that I'll never stop doing. I love doing it. And I get inspired by, seeing the survivors coming back to visit me and, happy, and they appreciate, it's very dear to my heart. I don't think I can even explain how it makes me feel. Not many people can understand. When you have a calling from God, really, you cannot change that, because there are times where I decided I'm not going to do it again. That is the point I actually reached my breaking point, because I lost about 10 survivors in a row, and every day you're being called by a caregiver. She tell you, hi Dee, I'm sorry to tell you Janet passed on. Dee, I'm sorry to tell you your princess, I call the girls the princess, say your princess passed on, and it reached a point I broke down to a point I actually said, this is it, because I would get home every evening, I would just lock myself in my room, and my family also started getting affected, because you know when you're sad, when the mother is sad, the home is sad. So they would sit down and say, what's up with mom? She said, no, just let mom be. You know, she lost 2 of her survivors, she lost 3. So it became very sad. And I'm thankful to God for giving me the energy and the patience and the resources to do it.
To help women cope and boost their self-esteem, beauty treatments and workshops are increasingly becoming arranged as she prepares for the future.
I'm planning one next month where I'll be hosting Dennis Oliech in memory of his beautiful mom, Mama Oliech, who passed on through cancer. And he'd love to do something in regards, you know, to supporting, you know, in regards to celebrating Mama Oliech's life. So I'm really excited about it. And, you know, my dream is to have a wellness center where the survivors can come. And because, you know, it's very hard, especially when they come for chemo. Accommodation is such a big problem because you might find somebody's coming for chemo in Nairobi, but where to stay is a problem. So my dream one day is to just have a wellness center, a home where they can be coming. Once your chemo is done, you go back to your, you know, you go back to your home, but just to accommodate them. And you know, when you're there, you're in a safe place. You know, you get to eat and sleep comfortably and interact with other survivors. That's my dream. And I believe one day God is going to see it, you know, through.
Confidence, whether it comes from a makeover or something else that makes you feel powerful in your own skin, can be a tangible morale booster.
Be an encouragement to someone. Give them hope. Don't be there to predict their death or to show them as if they are at the end point. Don't come and be pity-party person. Come and show them there is life after this. And I thank God because my friends outside there, they know themselves. I don't need to mention your name. You know you stood with me. You have been there for me. You have been giving me hope. And I thank God for those friends. Indeed, may God do you good.
Watu wengi wakisikia mtu ako na kansa, normally wanaona ni kama it's a death sentence. Nataka kuambia kuwa it's not a death sentence. Watu hupona, watu wengi wamepona, hata mimi nitapona, niko na imani.
Umepatikana na hii shida, usikufe moyo. Kuna matibabu, kansa inapona ukifuata maagizo ya daktari.
With the treatment, there are so many things that goes on in your head. But for me to come out here, it's just to say that there is hope. And clearly, for me to find myself here, I can even say it's also God's doing, because I found out about this place through a friend. So we talked a bit. For me to have said yes to be here, I knew there's a reason for it. And I can encourage even another person out there who is undergoing this. Like, it's not easy and also it's not hard, so long as you've put your head together and you stay positive. And for me to say like I accepted to do what I did, it's also because of my girl. You see, when I saw that child, I decided like I will not lose hope. I'm going to sit back and fight this beast.
His word has been strong in my life, especially when I talk of Psalms 91. I declared it day in, day out, I will not die. I will live to declare the goodness of the Lord, and it has been so easy for me. So I want to encourage someone or somebody today that every time that disease comes or you are being diagnosed with cancer or other diseases, it's not your head. There is hope. There is hope. And especially being a mother, there is someone or somebody who is looking at you. They want you to give them hope, to be there for them. Your children needs you, your people needs you. And when you come out being positive, you make their life safe for them, even your friends. I thank God because everybody who is watching at me has been telling me I'm strong. It's by the grace of God. It didn't make my spirit or my body weak. I thank God. I've done all those chemos. I'm done with them. And I thank God I came out stronger. I thank God for that.
We are living in a socially conscious time where people want to know they're a part of something greater than themselves. No matter how unself-conscious we may be, the fact remains having a positive pampering experience can have a marked benefit on someone going through chemotherapy.
3. You can open your eyes now.
Wow.
Five, open your eyes.
Nimefurahia, nimerebeshwa, nikakuwa so beautiful.
Nimefurahishwa. Sijawahi fanya any makeups. This is my first time. I feel like ni kama nimepona, and nashukuru Texas, nashukuru watu wa media, nashukuru Diana. I pray for you. May God sincerely bless you. Awaweke, muendelee kusaidia watu wengi.
I'm happy, and I want to encourage others who are like they have lost hope. You can see how I shine, how I look today. I'm happy even inside and outside because of God's doing. And I'm happy for this organization because it's given us the opportunity to shine and to smile, and it has given us a chance to show us that we can still live despite anything.
So I want to thank God for Dee. She has been there for many women, giving out this good makeover, giving wigs. May God bless you, Dee. May God expand your boundaries. May God see you through.
We hope Diana's story has inspired you. If you have a story you would like to share with us, kindly text us on 20316 or WhatsApp us on 0786 316 316 or email us on thisismystory@familymedia.tv and we will get back to you. Fresh, insightful, and in-depth stories from current affairs, opinion, inspiration, lifestyle, church-related articles, and so much more on www.familynews.today. Insights at your fingertips.